And we are live. What's good? What's happening? We're up on all three, different platforms. If you're coming in from the shorts feed, you guys hit those three tiny dots in the top right. If you can't see those three tiny dots, just click on the main avatar picture, go through the YouTube channel and, hit the like that way. And then go to the live streams and, leave the shorts feed, because I've noticed that sometimes they don't give that option. But anyway, got another one from the Fiend talking about 90% of women, or clubs are 90% women, and they're pretty much in there dancing on each other. No further ado, let's get right into it. You guys smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already. Let's do it.
Going on, guys, got an absolutely hilarious video for you here today of 90% of clubs just being women. So women are going broke. They're getting a little bit frustrated because it turns out that men are no longer interested in attending these places. Who would have thought, right? You go to these places, you completely waste your time. The women treat you like trash anyway. And who would have thought that the men would eventually just stop going? So let's jump right into this one. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's jump into it.
It's very hard. It's not very easy. I worked and I only made $4. Two girls out of all the girls I worked in made over 100 today.
Welcome back to the channel, fellas.
Yeah.
Today, we're tackling a surprising trend shaking up the nightlife industry. 90% of club scrippers are going broke as more men no longer attend strip clubs. What's causing men to ditch these venues? And how is it impacting those who once thrived in the industry? Stick around as we break down the cultural shifts and economic ripple effects behind this dramatic change. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Absolutely.
Let's dive in.
You know why men are not going to these places anymore? In general, right? And I would argue this is also affecting nightlife at least a little bit too, is because men aren't, there's no reason for men to go to these places, right? Let's be honest about it. It's a complete waste of time. It's a complete waste of money. The people obviously don't care about you. They're there to do a job. And I would extend this to regular nightlife a lot of the time as well. You have women who are essentially just going out because they want you to buy them drinks, or they want you to give them free attention and free validation. And for some reason, men don't seem to value their attention and validation, at least up until recently. And even then, it's a portion of them, I would say, personally. But yeah, women like to go to these places because they get free crap from men. And so men have started to say, you know what, this isn't really worth it for me. I'm just going to stop doing it. Let's keep going.
I was going to ask you, are all the clubs in Vegas the same rules about how naked you get?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So this one was topless.
Yes. So like I said, there's 25 strip clubs in Vegas. There are four fully nude clubs. Okay. And the Palomino is the oldest standing strip club in Las Vegas. It is one of a kind. It is the only fully nude alcohol serving club that is out there. That when people talk about wanting to go for a Vegas stripper experience,
that's the one.
That's where I would send them.
So if you are at a club that is not fully nude, is this meaning top off and G-string? So very close to nude, or how much do people push it? They don't.
So you're not allowed to. Legally, if you work at what is considered a bar, is like a topless club, you are legally required to wear 2 sets of panties. So you have to wear a legal thong and then your outfit.
You know what's wild? How some people just don't get it. No one cares about how many layers you have, sweetie. And by layers, I mean excuses, drama, or even that fake deep personality act. It's honestly amazing how clueless some of these script club dancers can be.
I find it crazy that she's sitting here and she just knows all of the lore of the different locations.
Yeah, man. She showed up there.
Who the hell even cares, right? This woman knows all the different places. She knows the legislation, or not the legislation, excuse me so much, but what each place does. And I just find this crazy personally. But why is this even on a podcast, by the way? You know, women's
saying, dude.
podcasts. I mean, half the time I swear they are out there talking about women's empowerment, and really it's just the ability to do questionable things like this. It has nothing to do with actual empowerment or anything like this. But of course, again, men are checking out of these places. They're not so interested in going to these places because it's not worth it, right? You're just spending money for absolutely nothing. The women don't care about you. Now, I'm not saying the women should care about you. They're there to do a job. But even when, again, you go to like regular places, regular clubs, you go out to bars or whatever, these days it's kind of turned into a game of like, okay, well, how much free crap can I get from men tonight? And I'm just going to go home with that guy who I've already selected beforehand anyway.
Here's the thing.
If you guys are still going out to bars, man, I mean, come on, bro. You know what I mean? You know what you're getting. You get what you deserve. There's no way you think you're getting quality women in 2024 at bars and clubs. Come on, dude. Come on, man.
Men aren't flocking to script clubs the way they used to. Why? Because the novelty is gone. The attitude, the entitlement, and the lack of any genuine connection have made it less appealing. Men are over it. We've evolved past throwing money at someone who doesn't even respect us, let alone see us as more than just a wallet.
I mean, personally, guys, I don't see why dudes were going to these places anyway, especially looking for a genuine connection from a woman. I mean, I think that's a bit ridiculous. But I do think that men in general have realized that giving away their resources to people who don't care about you at all is a waste of time as well. I do not understand personally going to a place such as this, looking for a connection. That the only connection the women are looking for is to your wallet. Like it's quite obvious to me. I think what's less obvious is the
Hey, you guys
general
go ahead and smash
clubs,
that like button.
nightlife and things like this that people go to, where it's people are trying to meet one another. But again, you're not really going to meet the girl of your dreams out at your local club. You see what I'm saying?
And let's not forget, with the way the world works now, why waste your time and money on someone who's pretending to care for a paycheck? Men have better options, real connections,
Absolutely.
peace, or just keeping their hard-earned money in their pockets. The truth is, the whole script club dynamic is outdated. Men aren't drawn to the superficial anymore. If you're wondering why the clubs aren't packed like they used to be, maybe it's time to stop blaming men and start taking a hard look in the mirror. Because guess what? The game's changed. And honestly, nobody's buying the act anymore.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows over here. I spend a lot of time on this account glorifying my job and talking about how much I love being a dancer, but I thought I would make a video kind of pointing out some of the cons because I, in no way, shape, or form, want these young people to look up to me that follow me on this account and think that it's all sunshine and rainbows over here. No.
Well, that's a first. I mean, usually when you get women who like work in this sort of industry, they do like spicy content or they're selling their body in one way or another. Usually they just do pretty much it's just trying to be a role model and telling other women what they should and shouldn't do and about how this is empowering and it's so confidence building and all of that stuff. I mean, probably a whole bunch of her videos like that, but at least we get one where she's like, hey, wait a minute. Things aren't exactly all sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes the men don't give me attention and I can't make enough money.
Yeah,
at least we get one video like that.
Morally sound.
Guys, again, these are the role models, by the way, for women over on places like TikTok. A lot of people think that I'm joking, but the female role models are honestly really quite bad as well. I've talked on this channel many times about how role models, at least for these days, for men, are weak. They're not good people to look up to, especially if you consider like modern day media and stuff like this. They don't make, for example, male protagonists like they used to. I think everybody can agree on that. Female role models are also really quite
all you gotta do is go straight to anything Marvel. You know what I'm saying? She, you, as we're calling it nowadays. And She-Hulk is like, man, I tried watching a little bit of that and it was so bad. I thought it was just me. I'm like, maybe because I'm just consuming so much, RP content. But I started looking it up and everybody's been talking about how horrible it is. Cause I can hear this woman like in the show, like her going into a diatribe when old boy was just trying to tell her about how to focus her anger. And she goes into this, I'm a woman. And I'm like, what? because I don't keep up with movies and stuff and shows like that, right? So I just started watching them again. I'm like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a bunch of like that fembot nonsense, and then the dudes in there, a bunch of idiots or just acting like they're chasing women, no matter how the women are arrogant. It's just a lot of craziness going on right now, man. Like the indoctrination is all up in the movies and everything.
Disturbing, to be honest with you. They have people like, you know, Beyonce and Cardi B and all of this nonsense, and then you go on TikTok, and apparently what's being empowered for women is having no self-respect. Like, women are actively taught to have no self-respect by individuals like this as well. They just perpetuate it in a giant circle.
Number one, which is also a pro, but in a lot of ways can be a con, is the money. The money in this industry is extremely inconsistent. You never know what you're going to make day to day, week to week, month to month, or even yearly. And so that can be really hard for a lot of people to budget or fall back onto. And then you realize you're not making the same that you were before. There's been times when I've made thousands of dollars in one night, and then the next night I literally make $0. And so that inconsistency can be really, really hard for a lot of people.
Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. See, this to me, right? I hear this. Oh, I make thousands of dollars some days, and then some days it's really, really hard. It's like, number one, it sounds like a budgeting issue to me. Like, some of these people, I swear to you, they just have no idea how to make money actually work, right? They have no idea how to budget. They have no idea how to spend their money sensibly. And I just personally find it really damn funny. How can you, you make thousands of dollars oftentimes in a night, and you're having issues with money? I mean, this is the classic story, guys, of like, you can give women a crap ton of resources. You can give them a lot of options, and they will still not be able to make it work. I know dudes where you could give them, they could live on almost nothing, essentially, right? Dudes can really make it work, especially if they do not have a wife or a girlfriend. Men can really make this crap happen. But women, you could give them thousands of dollars in a night, and a week later they'd be like, I'm broke.
That's what it is,
so
man.
Hilarious.
You were before. There's been times when I've made thousands of dollars in one night, and then the next night I literally make $0. And so that inconsistency can be really, really hard for a lot of people.
A realistic money count as a stripper in 2024.
Oh, man.
100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40. That's it. That's always it. Where are the $500 days? What happened to that?
To all the girlies who want to be a dancer so bad, don't do it. This is not your sign. Any video you see, this is not your sign. You know how rare it is to get a club that's like consistent like that? It's very hard. It's not very easy. I worked and I only made $4. 2 girls out of all the girls I worked at made over 100 today. Like, I took off my clothes today for $4. Do you really think that's worth it?
I mean, I thought it was empowering, right? I thought that women did this stuff for themselves. I'm kind of confused here, because I have seen so many videos where women talk about how this sort of stuff is empowering. It's good for them. It's all about that confidence. They don't do it for men. But apparently holy hell, this is a terrifying frame. I just realized. I didn't mean to pause it like this. This woman looks like,
yeah, man,
intimidating right there, guys. Wouldn't you say? Imagine waking up to that.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
I forgot what I was saying, but I do find it funny that this woman is complaining about only making $4. Oh, that's right. I thought it was empowering. I thought this was a good thing, liberating for women and so on and so forth. But $4, bit of a rough night, hey?
No! Don't say this is my sign. It's not. I promise. Stay
She looks
to
so
your
creepy.
office 9-to-5 job. You guaranteed money. Me not.
Here's what's wild. These so-called independent women in script clubs still don't get it. They keep shouting about how they don't need men, but let's face it, without men, they wouldn't make a dime. No men in the club, no tips, no drinks, no money, period. And here's the kicker. Most of these women, liberal. They're the loudest about being strong and
You already know.
independent. But when the reality hits, it's men keeping the lights on and the bills paid. You can't have it both ways. If you're truly independent, why is the entire business model built around men showing up and spending money? Men are waking up. They're seeing through the act and realizing they don't need to fund this charade anymore. Script clubs are becoming relics because men are done being treated like walking wallets, especially by women who can't even respect the people funding their lifestyle.
Just by the way, so this woman is complaining about only making $4 in a particular night, which I find hilarious. But what's even more funny about this is the fact that there are women who will do questionable acts like this, and they'll charge $4.95 a month, for example, online. This industry, guys, women are out here doing it cheaper than ever. This is why, by the way, for example, if you have
Busting
a
it
woman
wide
who
open.
does spicy content online, okay, and she goes and she tries to get a boyfriend, it's going to be very hard for her to get a boyfriend, especially one who respects himself, because he's going to be like, well, why am I paying full price for this? Why am I committing to this? But her body was available online for $4.95 a month. I mean, seriously, this is the math that men do, right? They think about it. They're like, hey, wait a minute, why am I putting in all this effort for somebody who literally values themselves at $5? You know, you might as well go out and get like a cheeseburger and a drink or something like that, or probably just a cheeseburger these days with how expensive things are. You know, you could go out there and get a burger or something, or like a coffee or whatever. Like, and that's how much the women are pricing themselves. I'm not even saying, by the way, that's not me saying, oh, women are only worth this much. No. That's how much the women are pricing themselves at. I'm not touching the price, guys. I'm not telling women what they should price themselves as. This is what the women are doing to themselves. $4.95 a month. I mean, hey, it sounds to me like you've been priced out as well.
At the end of the day, these clubs only survive because of men. No men, no money, no independence. Funny how that works, isn't it?
Of course.
Maybe
yeah.
it's time to rethink what independence really means.
The negative side of being a here we go. So surprisingly, I'd say number one is the money. I know you're gonna think like, what does she mean? The money is good. Yes, the money can be good, but then sometimes it's not good. There's nights you can make 1,000, 2,000, and then there's nights you make nothing. So every single night I try dealing with like a roller coaster of emotion, like, oh my God, am I gonna be able to afford this? Am I gonna be able to afford that? Or like, imagine if it's a really bad month or whatever. So you always stressing about money. So yeah, money can be really good, but you constantly stressing and think like, oh, it's never enough, because then you've got things like a pandemic hitting you, and then you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Hi friends. Recently I've been seeing a lot of money counting from my fellow Scrippas here on TikTok. So I guess I wanted to do a money count for you guys from the new club that I worked at last night. I don't know what it is, but seeing someone count money is so satisfying to me. I don't know like what it's about, but it's just so satisfying. Like it just scratches my brain in the right way. So I am fortunate enough that I have my regulars that follow me from my home club to the other clubs that I, like to try out. Or thankfully, I have my regulars there. My one regular, he's the greatest. He pulls for me all the time. So he was there and he bought room off me for like 3 hours. So he literally saved my night.
3 hours? Guys, I don't know what the hell dudes are doing to the point where they can put up with women like this for 3 hours. I mean, I would struggle to listen to this person for 5 minutes. Now, I don't even mean to be rude when I say that, guys. It's just mind-boggling to me that there are still men who will pay this amount of money for 3 hours. Like, I would be more inclined to pay money so that I don't have to be around this individual for 3 hours. And I don't mean that as a personal attack or anything. I'm just saying it as the truth. Like, I don't understand this. Now, imagine for a second, by the way. So this is one guy. Imagine all it takes is a couple of these guys to leave, and then these women are completely screwed. Screwed. And again, they're the ones who are advocating that they're strong and independent, all of this kind of stuff.
Broke.
And then
all
you withdraw
bodies,
the attention,
man.
you withdraw the resources from men. I mean, listen to the way the woman's talking, right? She's saying how she is so fortunate because a couple of dudes have like followed her over to this new club or whatever. But I'm guessing that's not the case for a lot of women. They just get essentially nothing, right? Especially if they don't have an existing customer base, as it were. Which, by the way, guys, that's what you're considered as. If you're still someone who's doing this, you're a customer. You're not somebody that they care about. I find it weird that I even have to say this in the first place, but these women do not give a damn about you. They really do not. They care about you in the sense that you provide them their nails. I would assume, and that's pretty much the extent of it. So they don't care about you.
Providing that sustenance.
That's for sure. So we're gonna start out first with big bills and then slowly work our way down. I do have quite a few big bills here. Where are they? I also like to separate. I know girls, you know, they do it different ways, but I like to separate my bills from like hundreds, 50s, 20s, 10s, 5s, 1s. So when I was holding this stack when I got out of the club, I was like, this does not look very promising. But then I realized that I basically didn't really go on stage. I kind of just was doing dances all night and getting rooms. Okay, so here are our big bills. So we'll do the hundreds first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in hundreds. 50s we have 4, so 50, 100, 150, 200. So right here is 800. Now we have our 20s, and I was very grateful. That one regular that I was talking about, he is amazing. He understands that the club likes to take our money a lot of times, especially when it comes to doing rooms. So he always tips me heavily. Okay, so here are my 20s. 1, 2, oh my gosh, 3, 4, 5, 100.
Let's get something straight. When she says regulars, she really means simps. You know the type. These guys follow her from one script club to the next, throwing cash at her like she's the queen of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Just by the way, notice how she calls these dudes like amazing. I want to stress this. These women do not think that these men are amazing. They don't care about you. They don't think that you're amazing. They're just happy about the money. Again, language is thrown out whenever it really benefits the woman. Okay, they'll call you amazing. They'll call you the best thing ever. Blah blah blah.
You're paying those bills.
Would they ever date you? No. Would they ever have bedroom fun with you? No. I mean, this is what men are sold. This is why so many dudes are confused.
What is going on?
Is because they think a woman's interested in them. They think
salute to the tribe.
You know, that women actually care. But really, women just use this language because they want to encourage you to keep giving them free attention and resources and validation.
Absolutely.
Oh, but she was so nice to me. I thought she was interested in me. Nope, probably not, my friend. And that's just the way it goes. Like, again, language for men and women, I think, honestly, just means completely different things. And I think men and women often use it very, very differently because I don't refer to anyone as, you know, amazing. Like, I don't know, guys. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? The only way it makes sense is these women are using this language because they just want the dudes to keep giving them free crap, essentially.
And you know what? These simps are doing nothing but boosting her ego. Think about it. These women aren't interested in these guys personally. They're interested in the attention, the money, and the power trip that comes with having a little entourage of simps willing to worship them. And the simps? They're out here acting like VIPs while their wallets are screaming for mercy. Here's the reality. Regulars, or should I say, simps, are the lifeblood of this entire hustle. Without them, the illusion crumbles. But instead of recognizing this, these simps keep showing up, inflating egos and enabling the same cycle that leaves them with nothing in return. Guys, wake up. Stop being the regular. You're not a VIP. You're a walking ATM. Invest in yourself, not someone else's ego trip.
What a chump.
Because at the end of the day, the only one winning here is her, and it's on your dime.
Just by the way,
it absolutely is, you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. I got to get into a workout and get some more of this food started up here, cooking. You know, you guys hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed. What are you waiting on? And let's talk about it, man. Like, what's good? You know, do these 304s, you know what I mean, are these clubs still popping? Are y'all still hitting up these strip clubs, man? Y'all still going to nightclubs and bars? Are you still doing this weirdo stuff? Come on, y'all. Find something better to do with your time. All right. Anyway, you know what I mean? Again, I'm your brother. Love you. Drop a comment. Do you agree or disagree? If you try to give me any kind of constructive criticism, expect to get cooked or blocked, depending on my mood. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, I'm your brother and I love you. Happy Turkey Day, you guys. Happy holidays. Hope you guys, are going to eat well, but don't eat too much, man. Don't put on that weight. Don't put on that weight, man. Fight it.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.